Thanks. From weddings to graduations to fundraisers, dozens of events are still happening in El Paso during the pandemic. ABC7 obtained public records showing who asked for a waiver from the rules and was approved by the mayor. It's tonight's ABC7 Extra.
Our top priority, not only in our public areas, but also in our guest rooms.
As the marketing manager at the newly reopened Plaza Hotel, Shannon Woodruff helps create memorable events in spaces like this that also comply with safety guidelines during the COVID pandemic.
We look at our meeting spaces and we go, look, we used to fit X amount in there. Now we have half an X, so we can't fit as many in. So we just have to go with that.
The marketing manager acknowledged the hotel is applying for waivers from the mayor's office to hold events.
So whatever is decreed by the government and the regulation is what we follow.
We're mandated to look at anything 10 and above.
10 people per gathering, 50% occupancy, and face masks. Those are the rules in Texas, according to the governor's office, but event organizers can email the mayor's office and request waivers.
People are complying and doing the best they can. I mean, life needs to go on to a certain extent.
The mayor then sends the request to the health authority, and the health authority examines the size of the venue, the number of participants or guests, even how food will be served. Here's what we learned from an open records request we filed. From May 14th to August 13th, 39 waivers went before the mayor. 6 were weddings.
I hate to not approve a wedding. I mean, that's a big deal. Most of them are realizing that there is a vulnerable population out there. Remember, weddings typically have multi-generational attendees, and I think to a great extent that they have recognized that based on the information I've been sent and that Dr. Ocarranza has reviewed.
Of the 39 requests, only 2 were denied. I asked the mayor if he was concerned by the relatively short list of requests, if he feared people were holding large events regardless of the pandemic restrictions.
Well, if people are not following the health protocols, yes, it's a big concern, and yeah, that would be an area for spread. If they're not wearing face coverage, if they're not maintaining distancing, if they're not washing, if they're not doing temperature checks.
We're working hard to make sure that we handle the pandemic and all that comes with it, as best we can.
Meantime, events will continue to be held under scrutiny, at least until there's a vaccine.
I think we're going to have to adjust our life and how we comport ourselves, how we conduct our businesses, how we go to school, how we go to universities, how we do everything.
The 2 events that were not approved were a recurring farmers market and a parade. The parade organizer told me she amended the format to a drive-by and ultimately got approval. The mayor said the city is trusting event planners to adhere to the guidelines once the event is approved. He said they're using their limited resources to instead inspect restaurants and other businesses suspected of operating out of compliance.